Morning, and today I will be discussing 16 QAM. But before that, let us first define QAM. QAM, or quadrature amplitude modulation, is a digital modulation similar to PSK, except that the digital information is contained in both the amplitude and phase of the transmitter receiver. So 16 QAM is an MR system, which means that M is equal to 16 and that the input data are acted in groups of 4, which we will discuss later, and that both phase and the amplitude of the transmit carrier is varied. So now let's proceed to the block diagram of the 16 QAM. So the input binary data are divided into 4 channels: Q, Q prime, I, and I prime. And then the bit rate in each channel is equal to 1/4 of the input bit rate. So meaning each channel has a bit rate equal to FB over 4. And then each bit passes through the 2 to 4 level converter, and that I and Q bits determine the polarity of the output of the 2 to 4 level converter, which means that logic 1 is equal to positive and logic 0 is equal to negative. And thus, I prime and Q prime bits determine the magnitude of the output, which means that logic 1 is equal to 0.821 volts and logic 0 is equal to 0.22 volts. So after the bits are being converted, it will pass through the balance modulator, then to the linear summer, the bandpass filter, and we will get the output for the QAM, for the 16 QAM. Now let us proceed to the truth table for the I and Q channel of the 2 to 4 level converters. So we will use this outputs later in determining the magnitude of the quad bits or the codes. So for I equal to 0 and I prime equal to 0, the output is negative 0.22. And for I equal to 0, I prime equal to 1, the output is negative 0.821 volts. For I equal to 1 and I prime equal to 0, the output is positive 0.22 volts. And for I equal to 1 and I prime equal to 1, the output is positive 0.821 volts. And same goes for the Q channel, which is if both Q and Q prime are 0, the output is negative 0.22 volts. If Q is 0, Q prime is 1, output is negative 0.821 volts. Q is 1, Q prime is 0, the output is positive 0.22 volts. And if both Q and Q prime are 1, the output is positive 0.821 volts. So now let us determine the truth table for the 16 QAM. So there are 16 codes or quad bits present, so we will determine the magnitude as well as the angle of these codes. So in determining the magnitude of the 16 QAM, we have to use the formula, which is the formula for the resultant magnitude, and that is absolute value of R is equal to the square root of I squared plus Q squared. And for the angle, we have to use the formula theta is equal to arctan of I over Q, which is I channel over Q channel. So for 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 is negative 0.22 volts, and for I, we have also negative 0.22 volts. So using the formula, we get 0.311 volts. For 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 is negative 0.22 volts, 0, 1 is negative 0.821 volts. So the magnitude using the formula is 0.850 volts. For 0, 0, negative 0.22, and 10 is equivalent to positive 0.22, we get the magnitude 0.311 volts. For 0011 is equivalent to positive 0.821 volts, so the magnitude is 0.850 volts. For 01 is negative 0.821 volts, and 00 is negative 0.22 volts. The magnitude is 0.850 volts. 0101 both negative both equivalent to negative 0.821 volts, so the magnitude is 1.161 volts. 0110 is positive 0.22 volts, so the magnitude is 0.850 volts. And then 0111 is positive 0.821 volts, so the magnitude is 1.161 volts. For 1000, 10 is positive 0.22 volts, 00 is negative 0.22 volts, so the magnitude is 0.311. 1001, 10 again is positive 0.22 volts, 01 is negative 0.821 volts. So using the formula, we get a magnitude of 0.850 volts. For 1010, that is both equivalent to positive 0.22 volts. So using the formula, we get 0.311 volts. And then for 1011, 11 is equivalent to positive 0.821 volts, so we get 0.850 volts. So for 11 is again positive 0.821 volts, 00 is negative 0.22 volts, so we get magnitude of 0.850 volts. And 1101 is negative 0.821 volts, so the magnitude is 1.161 volts. 1110 is positive 0.22 volts, so the magnitude is 0.850, and 1111 both equivalent to positive 0.821 volts. So using this formula, we get the magnitude of 1.161 volts. So for the angles, if this is the plane, so if we have a quad bit of 0001, 00 is for Q channel, we have negative 0.22, and for I channel we have 00, which is equivalent also to negative 0.22. If we connect that, we get a magnitude of 0.311 and an angle of 45 degrees. So from here to here, that angle would be negative 135 degrees, because 90 plus 45 degrees, we have 135 degrees, and then it is negative since we are moving to the clockwise direction. And then for quad bit 0001, 00 is again equal to negative 0.22 here, negative 0.22. 01 is negative 0.821 here, so we connect them, and then we get a magnitude of 0.850, and an angle from here to here, we have an angle of 75 degrees, and then from here to here, that angle is equivalent to negative 165 degrees. Okay, and then for 0010, For 0, 0, 1, 0, we have 0, 0 is again negative 0.22, 1, 0 is positive 0.22, so we connect that, we get a magnitude of 0.311 and an angle of 45 degrees, but it is negative since we are moving to the clockwise direction. And then last is 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0 is again negative 0.22 for Q channel, and I is 1, 1, so that is positive 0.821. So we connect that, no, let's use this. We connect that, and then we get an angle of, using the formula, we get an angle of 75 from here up to here. We get an angle of 75 degrees. So 90 minus 75, we get 15. That is negative 15 since we are moving to the clockwise direction. That is negative 15 degrees. So next is for this point here. So for codes 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1 is negative 0.821, 0, 0 is negative 0.22, so we connect that and use the formula, which is arctan of I over Q. This is Q, this is I over Q. We get an angle of 15 degrees. From here to here, we get an angle of 16 degrees. So from here to here, that angle would be 90 plus 15, so that is equivalent to negative 105 degrees. Negative 105 degrees since we are moving to the clockwise direction. And then 0, 1, 0, 1, so both negative 0.821, so connecting the 2 points we get an angle of 45 degrees here. So from here to here, that angle is equal to negative 135 degrees. So next is 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1 for Q channel, that is negative 0.821, and for I, that is 1, 0, so positive 0.22, so connect that, and then we get an angle, using the formula, we get an angle of 15. So 90 minus 15, we have an angle of 75 degrees, negative 75 degrees. And then for 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, negative 0.821, 1, 1 is positive